you have your shirt on?
Last I checked, I did, yes. Why?
Do you have your shirt on?
Black Reds Radio, EP03, 14 questions. The Wight pages.
Hello, Reds fans. This is Mike from WhackReds.com. You're listening to Whack Reds Radio. This is episode 3, 14 questions edition. Today we have Russ Wight from the Wight Pages, an online Reds blog. Russ, how you doing?
Pretty good. How are you?
Doing good. First of all, I want you to pitch your blog for our listeners.
Well, my site is primarily Reds. I also have Bengals coverage on there too. It's Wight, W-I-G-H-T, 4256.blogspot.com. The Wight is my last name, and the 4256, I hope a lot of your listeners know, is Pete Rose's all-time hit total. I also write for the NFL Blog Blitz, which is on off of NFL.com. I started writing back when 1530 Homer in Cincinnati had the Lot D website, and really got into it there. And then when they shut down, started the Blogspot blog to just kind of keep it going.
What sites would you recommend for fellow Reds fans and bloggers?
I just recently discovered WhackReds.com, and also the ML blogs, which I also have one there. It's just a duplicate of my content. I started my own blog because I do the Bengals as well. But ML blogs, fans sign up on Major League Baseball's site, and they can make a blog with a template of their team. And Mark Sheldon from MLB.com has a blog there, as does Jamie Ramsey, the PR guy, I believe he is, with the Reds. There's also John Fay's blog I read regularly. You know, just some of the other typicals, Red Reporter, Red Leg Nation, Bleacher Report, I write there too. So, you know, there's a lot of great Reds opinions out there.
All right, with opening day approaching real soon, what would be your overall prediction of the Reds this year? I've noticed on the site you've already profiled the rotation, the bullpen, and the infield, including the catcher.
Well, the outfield, I think, you know, obviously it's going to be Bruce in right, and I think Stubbs is primarily going to play center field. He's been on fire lately. I know he had a homer today, I think he'll play center field primarily, and then I think we're going to see Dickerson and Gomes in left field, and then I think they will add Nix to the 40-man roster to come off the bench, and if it's me, you have to have Paul Janisch on the bench, somebody who can play second, third, short, and as we saw last year, unfortunately, even pitch.
Yeah, I guess you're not a big fan of Miguel Cairo, or are you?
Well, I mean, I know he plays a lot of first base. To me, as long as everything's okay off the field, Votto's in there 162 games and never comes out.
Yeah, I agree. A couple questions here about pitching. Aaron Harang is coming off 2 6-win seasons. He's actually 12-31 over the past 2 years. Do you think he's going to have a comeback year? And do you think Bronson Arroyo is going to repeat what he's been doing and get double-digit wins again?
Harang, you know, last year I thought was the comeback year, and obviously wasn't. He has been getting hit here in spring training, and I read a quote from Dusty Baker this morning that said, "I'm not concerned about the results." And I wrote, you know, well, that's all well and good, but come Monday we're concerned about the results. You know, and I know a little bit about pitching, but not enough to figure out what the heck is wrong with him. We'll just have to wait and see. With Arroyo, he's going to eat innings. He's going to give you 8 innings and 1 hit, 1 run, and then he's going to give up 6 and 3 innings the next start out. I expect double-digit wins out of him. I know they said he's been laying off the guitar, so hopefully the carpal tunnel won't bother him, and he'll be good to go.
Yeah, they're going to be a big key to the Reds' success this year, and being their contract years, they might not be with us next year, so hope the best for both of them.
Yep.
And keeping on the topic of pitching, I got to ask the obvious question. Aroldis Chapman, what do you think of this guy? We'll probably know who the fifth starter is when this episode of Whack Reds Radio airs, but I want to hear it from you, Mike Leake, Travis Wood, and where do you think Matt Maloney and Justin Lair will fit in this year?
I would not put Lear or Maloney in the bullpen simply for the reason I like Owings in the bullpen as a long man and Burton as well, even though Burton hasn't pitched all that well this spring. But I like Owings in the bullpen because you've got his bat on the bench. You know, and that's almost having like an extra player because you don't have to hit for him, or you can have him hit for the starter. Chapman, I kind of got the feeling the Reds didn't want him to start the season in Cincinnati because they didn't want to see, you know, by chance their $30 million investment get lit up like a Christmas tree. Marty Brenneman said the other day on one of the pregame shows that he'll start the year in Carolina instead of Louisville, which I think he will too, just to let him kind of fly under the radar a little bit more. When I saw him pitch, it was pretty amazing. I mean, the kid has got some serious stuff. He's fun to watch. He's fun to watch, and I think he's going to be a good pitcher for a long time.
Yeah, they've made it clear he's pretty much out of the competition for the fifth starter.
Right.
You said you heard he's going to be in Double-A.
Well, that's what Marty had predicted, because a lot of people are saying, well, the obvious thing would be put him at Louisville. Marty Brenneman said that he thought he would go to Carolina instead, which I think that would be better for him, although I live in Columbus and Louisville plays the AAA team here, so I'd like to see him go to Louisville so I could go watch him, But yeah, and then I think because Wood's pitching tonight at 10 o'clock, I think. Yeah, I think barring a blow up that Wood would probably get the fifth starter spot simply for the experience factor that he has a little bit and Leake has none. Although I really, really like Leake. He's got kind of that quiet cockiness that, you know, he's not outspoken, cocky, but he's very confident in his ability to get, you know, big league hitters out.
Yeah, he refers to himself as Godzilla. I don't know if you've heard that.
Yeah.
All right, who would be your favorite current Reds player, if you have one, and why?
My favorite current player, I would probably say, is Votto. And the reason being is I like the guy who, he's not the fastest, he's not the strongest, but he's, you know, the hardest worker, it seems, or one of the hardest workers. He's a quiet guy, just goes out, does his thing. You know, whether he strikes out 4 times or goes 4 for 4, you really can't tell after the game. In a post-game interview, he's pretty much an even keel. And after all that stuff last year, his personal stuff off the field, I really developed a lot of respect for him when he came out, and, you know, a lot of respect personally for him when he came out and explained everything, which he didn't need to do. You know, it wasn't any of our business what was going on with him off the field, but, you know, I gained a lot more respect for him as a person after he did that.
For the rest of this interview, visit whackreds.com.